Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video we are doing the, we're showing off my CGC comic book collection. There's a couple CBCS slabs as well, but yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I have at least 30 slabs I think, last time I checked. It might be a little bit more now. But yeah, I'm gonna try to save the best for last. And yeah, we're just gonna start off this one here. And this is Daredevil number 25. This is the Marco Cicchetto second printing variant cover, design cover for Elektra's costume. Very, very cool. So first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil. Next up we have Marvel Spotlight number 28. This is, doesn't really say, but it's the first appearance of Jake Lockley and Stephen Grant, I believe. So that's really cool. 4.0. Yeah, kind of was hoping for something a little bit higher, but still really happy with that. Next up we have a Daredevil 181. This is 9.8. Very, very cool. This is the very first slab I ever bought. I bought it from my LCS and had a really great deal on it because I bought it 2 or 3 years ago before Daredevil got really popular in the MCU. And yeah, I paid only like 200 Canadian for it, which was really great. Alright, next up we have a modern book. This is a facsimile, Ultimate Fallout 4, first appearance of Miles Morales. Has a custom label of Miles right there, really cool. And it's hard to even see, but there's a little bit of Miles in the background of the 9.8 as well. So yeah, facsimile edition of Ultimate Fallout 4. Next up we have Daredevil number 1. This is from the very first series that Chip Zdarsky did. Scotty Young variant cover. This is very hard to find. Like, you can't find it on like eBay anywhere. Like, anywhere is really, really hard to find. Like, my comic shop, it's, for some reason, they're very like low print run, I think. Next up we have Daredevil number 1. This is from the most current series, or the last series that Chip Zdarsky just did. And this is the Peach Momoko variant cover. Just bought it for the cover. No key or anything like that. But yeah, very, very cool. Next up we have there we go. This is Daredevil 227 and an 8.5. This is the beginning of the Born Again storyline, where Kingpin finds out the identity of Daredevil. Very, very cool. Next up we have Wolverine, issue number 88. First meeting of Deadpool and Wolverine. Very, very cool. I got this raw. I want to say I paid only like maybe $30 or $40 for it, Canadian. And I had it cleaned and pressed, and it was supposed to be only about a 7.0, 7.5. Cleaned and pressed, came back at 9.6. Very, very happy about that. So big shout out to Dark Dimension Pressing for helping me out with that. Really happy with the 9.6. Next up we have Daredevil number 25. This is first appearance of Daredevil as Elektra. This is a third printing variant cover, like regular cover, but for third printing. I just like it because it looks almost like a sketch cover, but with a red logo in the background. Really, really cool. Next up we have 5.5. This is Daredevil Annual number 1 from the Silver Age. This is really, really cool. Just has like a bunch of appearances. Electro, Gladiator, Stiltman, Leapfrog, and Matador appearance. Stanley and Gene Colan appearance in the backup, and 8 pinups. So yeah, really, really cool. 5.5. Next up we have, this is a CBCS slab, and Daredevil 25 David Mack cover. So really, really cool looking there. And logo on the back. But yeah, CBCS 9.8. Very cool. Also the second printing. Next up we have another CBCS, Spectacular Spider-Man number 27. First artwork by Frank Miller on Daredevil. Not the cover, but the interior. So, because the cover is by Dave Cockrum. So there you go. But yeah, interior work is the first work of Daredevil by Frank Miller. And yeah, he did some amazing work on Daredevil. So yeah, very cool. Next up we have Deadpool #1. This is the first solo Deadpool comic, The Circle Chase, in a 9.6. Very cool. I bought this raw in like a 4-pack at a Comic-Con back when in the spring. And yeah, it was at like, looked like it was in really rough shape. So I got it cleaned and pressed as well. And it came back at 9.6. Did not expect a 9.6 at all, but very, very happy to get it. This is Deadpool #1, first appearance of T-Ray and Blind Owl. This is his first, I don't know, not the first series. This is the first series, but this is the first like ongoing series. So yeah, very cool. It's like a wraparound cover as well. So pretty cool. This is the iconic run that just started everything. Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness. Next up we have Spider-Man 2099 #1. This is a 9.4, still near mint. And yeah, really, really cool. Love the foil. Very, very cool. This is probably questionable, but I'm going to say it's the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. I don't really care what anyone else says. That's his first appearance. Next up we have Punisher #1. It's got a young cover. No key or anything, just got it because the cover is really, really cool. I just love the bullet shell casings, making up that Punisher logo. Really sweet. Next up we have Daredevil #169. This is the second appearance of Elektra. Very, very cool right there. And then Bullseye's going crazy because he has a tumor in his head, making him see Daredevils all over the place. Alright, so this is my first stack. I'm going to go grab the other box and start with the next stack. Welcome back from part 2. So here we go again. This is New Mutants 98 and a 9.0. First appearance of Deadpool, Wade Wilson. There's also other first appearances, Gideon and Copycat. Vanessa Carlisle as Domino. So that's pretty cool right there. So Rob Liefeld. First appearance of Deadpool is pretty much what the main factor of that book is. So yeah, next up we have Daredevil 131 and a 3.5. It's still a white pager, which is pretty cool. And first appearance of Bullseye. Very sweet looking cover. I believe this was the one. Yeah, this is the one I had raw and I had it cleaned and pressed and sent to CGC. Came back at 3.5. But one of them, this one right here, is the one that I just bought off eBay already slabbed. And I don't think it will benefit a clean and press, but it's a 3.0. But yeah, first appearance of Bullseye again, 131. Yeah, so yeah, the 3.0 and a 3.5. Next up we have Darth Vader. This is my only Star Wars book slabbed. Darth Vader #3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra, 000 and BT1. Very cool. I really like Dr. Aphra and BT1 and 000. Like, they're very, very cool characters. I have the omnibus somewhere, and first series omnibus, and it's very, very cool. These like droids are really, really cool. They're very psychotic killing droids, and they're really, really funny and cool. But yeah, big fan of those two characters. And hopefully she shows up in Disney Plus series or something, or a movie. That'd be really cool. Next up we have Ultimate Fallout #4. This is a second printing. This is the design variant by Sarah Pichelli. So yeah, first appearance of Miles Morales, 8.5. I had this cleaned and pressed and sent off to CGC as well. I was expecting something higher than an 8.5, but oh well. Doesn't even look that bad. There's no really anything wrong with it, so I'm not too sure what happened there. Next up we have Daredevil 254. First appearance of Typhoid Mary in a 9.2. Right there. Very, very cool looking cover. John Romita Jr. And yeah, very, very cool. Next up we have Daredevil 184. This is just an iconic cover. That's the only reason I bought it. It's pretty low. It's only 7.5. I got it on eBay. I thought it was a good deal at the time because I paid $75 for a 7.5. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, it's just a cool looking cover. It is a newsstand. And yeah, it doesn't really say here like it's supposed to. But yeah, it's a newsstand copy. Really cool. Next up we have Daredevil #9 from the second volume. And this is the first appearance of Echo in a 9.6. Very cool. Very looking forward to the series coming up soon, and I'm sure Daredevil's going to make an appearance, and Kingpin as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. Next up we have Daredevil number 8 in a 4.5 off-white to white pages. And yeah, first appearance of Stiltman. Very, very cool. I'm kind of hoping I can get Daredevil 1 to 10. But yeah, that number 1 issue is very, very hard to obtain right now. It's very high in price. So next up we have Daredevil's number 7. First appearance of his red costume. It is a 0.5, and because apparently page 14 is missing. But when I bought that, I already knew something was wrong with the book. But it did say it did not affect the art or the story, so I didn't think it would affect it and get a 0.5. I thought it would still be okay because it didn't affect the art and the story. But it's fine. It still says page 14 missing, and it like presents really well, looks really nice. And yeah, really, really cool. Like no chips or anything really, except for maybe this line that you can kind of see going down the side. But yeah, it presents really, really well for a 0.5. Next up we have Daredevil 16 and a 2.5 off white to white pages. First John Romita Spider-Man artwork right there. This is I had this cleaned and pressed and sent to CGC as well. It was in rough shape. There's some taping on the bottom, and that came off really well. I'm very happy with that. There's some writing still and a little bit of staining, but anyways, it's an amazing cover. Looks really great. Presents well. 2.5, so had to have it, you know. And yeah, I bought that raw for only like probably 90 bucks, I think, like a long time ago, like 3-4 years ago. This one I also had raw, and I sent in to CGC. Came back at 0.5. Second appearance of Daredevil, and also second appearance of Electro as well. So yeah, Daredevil number 2. It says page 12 is missing, but I already knew that as well. I was kind of hoping that it would still, like, because it didn't affect the art or the story, so I was really hoping that it would get a higher bump than a 0.5, but what can you do? But still presents really, really well. Like, no chipping, no, like, really anything bad to it. Yeah, it looks really well. Okay, and I only paid raw, I think it was like 170 for that book. I believe I paid like a couple of years ago. Next up we have another variant cover for Daredevil number 1 from 2014, Scott Young variant cover. This is a really great one where he's like walking the telephone wires, really sweet looking. But yeah, Scott Young cover from the Mark Waid story. Here's another Silver Age book, Daredevil number 43. This is a classic Jack Kirby cover right there. Big swing from Captain America right there. Really, really cool, iconic cover. Alright, so there's a couple more, and we're almost done. So next up we have an Alex Ross CGC custom label cover, or yeah, book. So there's a 9.8. It's just not even a key, it's a Moon Knight book of all things too. So yeah, I got Wilson Fisk Kingpin right there, and it's signed by Alex Ross. Really awesome custom label, 9.8. Very happy to get it. Next up we have Daredevil number 23. This is just not even a key as well. But yeah, Daredevil number 23, another Alex Ross Virgin cover. So very sweet looking. Daredevil on the back. Yeah, next up we have Punisher number 1 from 2022. Another Alex Ross cover. Very, very cool cover. Yeah, I love the detail even on the beard. Not sure if you can see it, but really sweet. I believe this is like an oversized book, yeah. It's like a $5.99 book, but yeah, Punisher logo on the back. Next up, this is my only green label. And yeah, I got this signed in Fan Expo Canada. Last time Stan Lee came to Canada. And I believe that was in 2014? 2016. 2016. And yeah, I got this signed when he was in Toronto the last time. And got it signed by Stan Lee. This is the first appearance of Electro reprint. Variant cover by Scotty Young. But yeah, it says on the top, name written on cover in marker, a sticker attached to the cover, C2E2 edition. But yeah, the sticker is right here, just saying it's a Stan Lee Excelsior approved. And yeah, there's a certificate I got also with it. And yeah, very cool, signed by Stan Lee. I'm the witness, So that pretty much makes that green label, I don't know, inaccurate, I guess. I don't know, but still happy with it. Didn't really care. It came back an 8.5. Pretty sure the reason why I got an 8.5 is because of the signature and the sticker knocked it all down. Next up, we have Daredevil 25. This is a homage to Amazing Spider-Man 300, covered by Todd Knock. Right there. So first appearance of Elektra as Daredevil again. I really bought into that hype, and I love her as Daredevil, or in the Daredevil costume. She looks amazing, and yeah, it's just really, really cool. Next up, this is the very first book I ever sent in for like a CGC signing, because that Alex Ross signed book, I just bought that on eBay. But this one I sent in myself. I didn't have it cleaned or pressed. I just sent it in raw, had it signed, came back 5.0, signed by Frank Miller right here. It's very small because when I taped it, I just made it like a little tiny square, like right in this corner here. I didn't want to affect any of the artwork. So yeah, just had this little tiny space for him to sign. But yeah, so a little tiny little signature there by Frank Miller. And this is the very first book that Frank Miller did. So it says like Frank Miller's run on Daredevil begins. So very, very iconic book. So I definitely wanted to get this one signed when I found out he was doing signing at CGC. Alright, so we have 2 more books left, and they're both the same book. The next one is Daredevil 168, first appearance of Elektra. This is a newsstand. I bought this on eBay, and kind of, when I bought it, it was supposed to be an 8.0, and I got it cleaned and pressed, and it came back an 8.5, so I'd say that's a win. But yeah, first appearance of Elektra, newsstand copy. I like that it even says newsstand at the top for once, because sometimes they don't include that. Kind of annoying. This one is also 168, last book, Daredevil 168, and a 9.0. This one I had cleaned and pressed, and I bought it raw. I want to say I paid 175 Canadian, like way before the hype. I bought it raw, sent it in to the comic doctor, who's Canadian. He cleaned and pressed it, sent it to CGC. So I bought this as like a 7.0. And yeah, after the clean and press, came back at 9.8, which is really great. And yeah, first appearance of Elektra, this is just a regular standard edition. And yeah, got the standard and got the newsstand. So they're pretty expensive books too. I want to say this was like maybe, I think the newsstand goes for more, even though it's a lower grade. I think this is almost like a $400, maybe $500 book. I think this is around like 300, I think. Could be wrong. But yeah guys, thanks so much for watching this video. It's really long. These are all my slab books. And let me know in the comments what your favorite is that I showed off today. Give this video a like. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, sticking through this video. Sorry it was long. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye.